Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheik Luch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the Isupk classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Word, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Nah, think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Groove boys, dogs, ladies, everybody.
All right, now, y'all already know what the deal is. It's Isupk Brotherhood and Sisterhood class. Hold on, Slocky. What's your name? Give me 1 second, y'all. The camera went out.
The camera's up there on us.
No, but it went out here.
It's black.
So you probably gotta close it. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh, I think that might be it. Yep, I got it right there. All right, I got it. All right, yeah. All right, we good.
All right, you're on the okay, there you go. Yeah.
All right, so we good to go. It sounded like it was kind of some feedback over there. Is that coming from me?
That might be because of y'all.
Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on 1 second. Let me see something. All right. We good there. All right. All right. Shalom, Lord of Christ. What's going on, y'all, man? What's happening? This is the Isupk Brotherhood and Sisterhood class. Leader for Christ. All right. Captain Zakar, what's going on? Allahayim Power, what's going on? Desiree in the building, you know. Poconos is in full effect. Let me see. All right. So look, man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's the Isupk Brotherhood and Sisterhood class where we do all things brotherhood and sisterhood. Want everybody to understand this because a lot of times what we say here goes in one ear and out the other. So this is what you want to do for this class, right? Take your right hand, and go through class with it like this. So when I start talking in this ear, it won't go out the other one. And just, retain the whole class, and then we'll be good to go. All right? Because I know, sometimes it's like, you can go through a class, man, like, and I always talk about this all the time. Like, you can go through a class, man, but it ain't going to change you if you don't want to internalize it. So you're just going to be you're not really wasting your time per se, but you're not rising to the occasion when the opportunity presents itself. And remember, if you want to gain anything, if you want to level up with anything that you do in life, you have to be prepared when the time comes. You have to be prepared to make the right decision, when things come. So, with Brotherhood and Sisterhood, man, it's all about understanding what we have here, understanding what our foundation is, because without that, we don't got nothing, And a lot of cats, man, they you just can't get it right. You know, like some people just can't get it right. And I remember I was listening to Captain Cornwall, man, and Captain Cornwall said, man, he said some people just need a reset. And you know what happens when you reset? I mean, you die. Because some people are just so beyond, you know, getting themselves together, and they don't want to get themselves together, that now the Lord just gonna have to give you a reset. You know, and we've all dealt with electronics, right? Computers, and you know, you trying to deal with a computer and it's just not getting right. What do? You reset that joint. You go to restart, and you restart that joint. Hit the power button, restart that joint all over, and let that thing load up again, just so it can get right. And so we don't want to get to that point. We want to work on ourselves, work on our behavior, work on the things that we was taught, you know, and so that we can keep the foundation strong, and we don't have to keep resorting back to the way we were in the world. You know, those things have to change when you come into the truth. You know, it's not like it's not play, you know, because I mean, none of us is actually, nobody here is doing this because, you know, we just doing it for our health. We're actually really doing it because we really want to affect change, and we want to try to get brothers and sisters to change their life. All right, and be who the Lord calls you to be, and you could be that upstanding man or that upstanding woman, man, in you know, in this world. And so the first thing I want to do, right, was I wanted to go to let me get something started here, man. Matthew 22 and 36. Let me see where it's at. Matthew 22 and 36. Let me see. I think that's it. All right, go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh said unto him, Thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart,
mm-hmm.
and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first and great commandment.
Right. So that's the one, right? Read on.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah, and who's your neighbor, man? It definitely ain't the Chinese, man.
Right.
Your neighbor ain't the Arabs and none of that, right? Your neighbors are your brothers.
That's
and
right.
your sisters, right? So you're supposed to love your brothers and sisters, man, and don't, you know, be on something where we can't hold grudges, man. You know, that's one thing that we'll do too. We hold grudges like crazy. And you know, you're not supposed to hold grudges against your brothers and your sisters, man. You know, and you're supposed to talk that out, you know, and definitely understand what the first commandment is. And that commandment is to love, that we love one another, that thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and all thy soul, with all thy mind. And this is the first and great commandment, the great commandment. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Read on, verse 40.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Right. Everything hangs on that, man. That's really all it is, man. It's just about us loving each other and understanding that we both mean something, right? You ain't going nowhere without the rest of us. And that's pretty much how it goes. You know, hold on one second. Let me see something real quick. All right, let me see which one I want.
Salaki for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is loving your neighbor as thyself. Like, we just had some neighbors move into our next door. So we got like a duplex.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if we're going off of what America's definition of neighbor is, then the Bible will be telling me to love these people who are they got all this patriotic paraphernalia all on their place, you know what I mean? American flag and all that.
Yeah.
You may tell me I'm supposed to love them as I love these people as myself?
Right.
Like that goes against everything the Bible is teaching.
Right. It makes no goddamn logical sense. It makes no sense at all. And look what happened this weekend. We was out there popping off firecrackers, man. Popping off big old, firecrackers, and look what happened. I was waiting to hear something that happened, right? And guess what happened? I guess it's I gotta look more into it, but it was like this big TikToker. His name was Swavey. He's from Wilmington. I didn't know that. He was from Wilmington. He do a lot of dance videos. He was TikTok famous. He had like millions of subscribers, followers on TikTok, and he had got shot on July 4th, right, and that whole right over, I believe that was East Side. Go ahead.
Is the husband on your screen?
No, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me see. Can y'all hear?
Yeah, both of mine got him stuck on this.
All right, let me know. Could y'all put a number 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me? And everything seems good. Nah.
It's still going on YouTube. On YouTube, Facebook, this stuff. Everything seems good.
So it's still going?
That's something about TikTok, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Is that what
Yes, I can hear. Okay, yeah. So somebody said they can hear. Okay.
Wilmington, Delaware?
Yeah. Wilmington, Delaware. Yep. And I'll be bringing more about that story later on in the week. But yeah, a lot of things be happening, man, on July 4th. Go ahead.
There's another shooting down in Philly. They lost 100 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right into the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July.
Look at that. Go ahead.
But I can see how, like, okay, just being in the spirit of July 4th can get you killed, right? Because remember, we was just standing there talking to Chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody rolled by, lit a firecracker, and threw the firecracker over.
Right where we were standing at.
Right where we was standing.
They don't know us. They don't know.
Playing around, just do a firecracker, bang, you know what I mean? And imagine if we was like in the world, had the ratchets, and we could have chased the car down, shot the car off, and now they running for their life because somebody
Because you playing a game, right? When we step out of our spirit and we give our spirit to America, we come susceptible to the spirit of America, right? Because what we empower is what we give our spirit to. So when we give our spirit to July 4th, right, and we don't give our spirit to our own people, then we become like the very animals that we celebrating. What the hell are we out here celebrating? We was in slavery in 1776, in slavery, picking cotton. So what the hell are we celebrating? You know what I mean? Like, and then it was like I was, everybody who was talking to me that I seen on July 4th, they was like, oh yeah, come up to the barbecue. We having a barbecue on the corner. Oh yeah, we having a barbecue around here. I didn't go to none of them barbecues, and I would always tell them, I would say, hey, look, man, that we was in slavery in 1776, man.
Right.
That's the Europeans' holiday, man. And they would say, well, we just getting together. It's good to see black people together. That's where we always, and then that shows you just how much of a lack of brotherhood we actually really do have. Go ahead.
And if I may, Officer Isaiah Ward brought out an article, like on July 4th, on 18-something, how it was an article about selling slaves, about advertising how good these slaves are.
On July 4th?
On July 4th, right.
Look at that. So, the main thing, man, that we got to do is we got to start to change, so that we don't, oh, man, it sucks, man. Go ahead.
One thing that I've seen about our people, right, is we like to compromise, right? And we think, oh yeah, see, I know we was in slavery and all that stuff, but you see, I don't got the American flag up there. I got have red, green, and black balloons instead of, you know what I mean? And then I walk past some Ephraimites. Ephraim think, he's gonna put the Puerto Rican flag up instead of the American
flag.
As if it makes a goddamn difference.
Right, it makes no difference at all.
It makes no difference.
And these are the things that we definitely have to change, man, because if not, we're gonna go into 2022 worse off than when we was in 2021, right? Nothing seems to change. Nobody can figure out how to get the ghetto together, but the ISUPK. That's it. Go ahead.
I don't know what people don't get. Like, you can get together like that any time of the year
Mm-hmm.
and get your family together, but you got to do it on this day.
Yeah.
I'll never understand that.
Just think because of our brainwashing, because we've been under the oppression for so long that we don't have any sense of direction. You know how like it's easier just to get led. You know, it's harder to stand on your own and be a leader, right? And so what we have to do is we have to learn how to lead. And for those people who don't know how to lead, then we can be the leaders for you, right? But and since our people don't have the proper leadership, we get led by the oppressor, and that's really what it is, you know. And so our leadership that is up there is supposed to be telling us not to do it, right? If they were righteous leaders, they would do that. But our leadership is so ingrained and so. Our leadership is the Sadducees and Pharisees. That's who our leadership is, right? They're the politicians, the publicans, the senators, the black caucus, you know, all of those goofy cats with suits on. They're the leadership of America, and they won't ever say anything to actually change the blacks and Hispanics and what we do here, because they benefit off of our destruction. Right, because if we're destroyed, they get to get money for this that they can skim off the top. That what they can skim off the top. You know, all the different money that they get from the government for after school programs and computers and all that. They get a grant for $250,000 and only give the hood 10. You know, give the local community center $10,000 or something like that. You know, so it's like they make money off of our destruction. And because we buy into it, guess how many hot dogs and guess how much. I'm pretty sure that there's all these what are they called? Supermarkets are sold out. You probably couldn't get no hamburgers and hot dogs. You know what I mean? Because everybody was out there cooking, right? Crabs. Oh man, I don't even know why people even still eat crabs, but you know, I don't know. I guess they think that that's a delicacy. How is it a delicacy if those crabs are skinny as hell? You know what I mean? The crabs are this big. What you gonna get a ounce of meat? out of the whole crab? That's too much work, right? Go ahead.
A lot of these sisters, they found out why they cookies smelling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The cookies smelling because you eat all those damn crabs.
Yeah. You are what you eat. Can I get Matthew 7:12, please? All right, you got it, warrior.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them.
Right, do ye also to them. We all was raised like this. You treat people like you want to be treated. Right? Ain't that what we all learned growing up? Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people how you want to be treated. So, you know, if I don't want you to steal from me, I don't steal from you. Right. I don't want you to kill me, so I'm not going to kill you. See what I'm saying? Like, that's the basic thing with brotherhood, right? Read on.
For this is the law and the prophets.
Uh-huh.
Verse 13. Enter ye in that straight gate.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
And at the straight gate.
Right. Read on.
For wide is the gate.
Uh-huh.
And broad is the way.
So when it says wide is the gate, what's that mean? What is this talking about?
Is that like literal?
Well, it's not like a gate. Not necessarily like a gate, to a yard, but you can use it metaphorically like that. Like a straight gate, right? A straight gate is a gate that has, like a narrow path, like the path is straight, right? But then you got a wide gate, right? And the wide gate it would symbolize, like in this instance here, is like, wide is the gate like to destruction, right? So what is the way? I was about to give it to you.
It's like, is it easier to get through that gate? It's easier to go through.
What? You almost had it. I think you had it. But okay, what's the wages of sin?
The wages, not following the commandments, right?
Right, but more specifically, it's death. Yeah. Right. So broad is the gate to destruction, right? That's what you could equate that to the church, because that gate is wide. That's a wide gate. That's why everybody's in the church right now, because everybody is sinning right now. And everybody's sinning and dying, and that's what the church is promoting, right? Everybody to just be whatever they want to be and not have to worry about the consequences. But the truth is, you know, that straight gate. That's why we're here. Okay, look at the ISUPK. It ain't hundreds of thousands of people sitting in here right now because this gate is too narrow. This gate is too straight right here, right? The wide gate is TD Jakes' church. The wide gate is Creflo Dollar's church. Nobody heard from him since Corona, right? The wide gate is Joel Osteen's church. That gate is too goddamn wide, right? But the straight gate, that's where you're supposed to enter in at, right? Go ahead. Read it one more time from 13.
Verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
That leadeth. Go ahead.
That leadeth to destruction.
Right. Broad is that way, right? Because the sin, us sinning against the Lord, is what leads us to destruction. That's where our destruction comes at, by us sinning against the Most High. Right? Read on.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Mm-hmm. And many there be which go in thereat. So the people that go in through that gate are being destroyed by going through this gate. And this gate right here, this is a gate where people get destroyed. And when we sin against the Lord and we don't follow the commandments, we get destroyed. You understand? Right? Read on.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life.
Right. And say one more time. Say that what? One more time.
Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
Narrow is a small path. The brothers that's in the truth, that's a very small path. That's why the way that this school is built, one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, one at a time. You know what I mean? Sometimes maybe 4, 5 at a time, but never like, you know how the church is. The church is 40,000 at one time. You know, 100,000 at one time, because everybody's there in the church and nobody's doing nothing, right? Everybody's still doing what they want to do. And I remember when I heard, it's like this what it is, right? And I remember when Cap was talking about this, but watch how dumb this sounds coming out of my mouth. All right, I'm a Christian, but I go to church and I believe in Christ and I believe he died for my sins, but I'm not going to stop sinning. I believe Christ died for all of us for our sins, but I'm going to still do what I want to do. I'm going to still smoke weed. I'm going to still do drugs. I'm going to still get hoes. I'm going to still be a whoremonger. I'm going to still do everything that Christ supposed to came here and died so that I could stop. But I'm going to do it anyway. See that? That makes no goddamn logical sense, does it? Because if it makes sense to you, then what are you even wasting your time for? What are you wasting your time? Oh, because it sounds like it's the right thing to do, to believe it, to love Jesus, right? Ain't that what? That's what Lil' Kim said when she came out and won the award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. Right after she was, you know, doing her thing. Right after what was it? Not Nicki Minaj, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. After they did the WAP thing. They went up and got the award. What Cardi B said, I want to thank our God. Right? It's like, well, damn, you know, you know, you might as well just not even. You just might as well just say thank you for the award. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna come out with some more singles and. You know, I want to thank everybody. That would probably be that would have probably been the better thing. But, you know, it seems like, you know, Christianity in the world is just fake. It's just, it just sounds right in the situation. You don't really mean it. It just, you know, it's just like when you, like when you tell somebody that you meet in the street, that, you know, that you don't really deal with. And you be like, yo, I'm going to call you. Yeah, I'm going to call you. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you. Are you ever gonna hit this nigga? No. But it's the right thing to say when you're in that situation talking to this nigga. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Why you don't never call me? You like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you, man. I'm gonna hit you, man. Word, I'm gonna hit you, man. Yeah, how about what you doing this weekend? Oh, okay, no sweat. I'm gonna hit you this weekend. You never hit the nigga because, you know, it's just like the right thing to say. Just like when niggas say they're gonna come to class, they be like, "Yo, I'm gonna come to class, yeah, Tuesday, right?" Go ahead.
Now I was thinking about when you was talking about like the part where it said, "Wide is the gate to destruction,"
Mm-hmm.
and you was talking about $1 and Christianity is that wide gate.
Right.
Because it was a video, it's an old video, right? But it just came across my Facebook the other day where he was saying, it was like 2 days ago, where he said, if you follow the laws, then you have a relationship with sin.
Right. You hear that?
Like,
that is crazy.
If you follow the laws, then you have a relationship with sin. He said, even the Big Ten. Ooh.
Right.
The Big Ten, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, you're not supposed to follow those because if you follow the laws, then you will have a relationship with sin. And I'm like,
right.
What? That makes no sense.
That makes sense. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Mataba.
No, I was about to say, but because people are so stupid, because he has the degree and he speaks well and he smells good, then we'll just take whatever he say out of his mouth for face value because surely the Lord is dealing with him because look at the jets he can get on. Right?
Yeah.
Look at the food look at his wife and his kids and the mansions he's allowed he's able to rent. In his church. God, gotta be in this church, you know what I mean? And so we'll listen to anything this Negro say, and this shit sounds, it's a lot from my life, but this stuff sounds stupid. Like if you follow the laws, then you have a relationship with.
Yeah, with Satan, they figure like, okay, if you don't have no relationship with the law, then you can't be under it. Who was that? Who came in? Oh, okay, so it's almost time. What did brother? Yeah. Okay. All right. What time is sundown? Usually after the evening. No, it's really when the sun go down. Go ahead. It's like 9 o'clock. It just roll down here. Go ahead.
For that wide way.
Wide is the gate. All right, so we're gonna get the. If y'all got any questions, man, hit us up with them.
Proverbs 14 and 12.
Proverbs 14 and 12.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm gonna give you another one to that. It said about the ways. What? Say that one more time. The ways.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Right. The end thereof is the ways of death. Right. Because that gate, man, that gate is too wide in the Christian church.
Right.
We try to follow it because it's a wide gate. It's like everybody's doing it. Right? So that seems like okay, to a person that's in the world, in their mind, they look at, and I'm not saying anybody that's in here thought like that because we've all, we're a different breed, right? Go ahead. You want to say something before I make my point?
If I can, just like Officer Matata was saying, that makes the gate even wider because the law identifies what is a sin. So when you're trying to eliminate the law, that makes the gate even wider, so you don't even know what sin is.
Right, you don't even know. And in the world, it seems like, okay, since everybody is doing it, it seems like that might be the right thing to do.
Right.
Because everybody's doing it. And that's where you got to be like, okay, everybody's doing it, but I'm not going to do it. Be that one that's not going to follow the trend. Be that one that's just not going to you don't have to wear skinny jeans because everybody's wearing skinny jeans. You don't got to wear skinny jeans, man. It's okay. You don't have to wear them super tight like NBA YoungBoy. Go ahead.
I see this dude he had posted a picture and he had real tight pants on. So it was maybe 3 pictures. You know how it's one from the front, one from somebody must have took the picture because he was counting money from the back. And the girl, his whole ass, his whole cheeks was sitting out, and the girl was like, jail me. The girl said, jail me.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
Funny, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy as hell.
We doing these things because entertainers, because entertainers do certain things, don't mean it's not a design to, get you to destroy yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because these entertainers are doing it because they're picking it, most of the time they're picking these trends up from the oppressor anyway.
Right. And then plus they not even and plus them cats is they got stylists, who are usually probably gay. They're probably gay. Most likely they are. A lot of those stylists be gay. and you know, and then they dressing you how they would want, you know, how they say this is the new look. This is how the rapper is gonna look today. The rapper is gonna be super. Now I get, you know, you working out in the gym, you want to wear that little tight fitted shirt so you can show off your meascles, right? But damn, it's like now you just get. Remember that it was like, okay, it's a little tight, you know, you got a little, you know, you work out in the gym, your shirt might be a little fitted, but then it's like, then they started getting like the shirts were just way too tight, and then you know, cats was wearing tight shirts and not even working out. Like you don't even work out, you got a tight shirt on, and then you got, you know, it started going to the jeans, and man, look, I still wear Rockaware jeans. Like my jeans be saying like red alert or red, my jeans they straight come from China. Like I've never heard of the name that be on my jeans. Like you know, whatever. It just nobody knows what kind of jeans I have on. My jeans be damn near stonewash. Remember stonewash jeans? Right. Damn near. But I refuse to wear tight jeans. I'm not wearing them. I don't give a damn if I gotta wear army pants for the rest of my life. I'll be 60 years old with some goddamn army pants on because I'm just not doing it. Cargo pants is your friend. All right. All right. So back to Matthew 7 and 14. Damn, this you know, this headpiece, it just keeps riding up. Right in the class, it'd be right here. Go ahead.
It says, and few there be that find it.
Hold on. Read 14 from the top, just for the people who.
Verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, and leadeth unto life.
Uh-huh.
Few there be that find it.
Right. So it's only a few that's going to find it. Right. You just want to make sure that you're one of the ones that find it. You know, I mean, a lot of cats, they know that the ISUPK is founded. They know that ISUPK is the absolute truth. Right. But have you ever showed a video to somebody that's in the world that's not in the ISUPK, and you show them like a video of a battle at camp, and they be looking at that video like it's like you showing them a video with somebody who got killed on camera. And they just be so shocked that how we're willing to be fearless against adversity, you know, and how we're able to stand up and stand for what we believe in and not give a damn about nothing or the repercussions or, you know, anything that could come along with it. And a lot of people from the world, they're just too weak to handle that. They're too weak to strap their boots up and get out the house and go outside. You know, it's different when you got all the you say you got information, right? Well, then go out and give out your information. But they want to sit in the crib. You want to sit in the house where it's safe at, you know, and it's safe behind your computer, you know, safe. Go ahead.
Like you'll do that for your family members in the house if you see them going astray. At least I hope you would. So why can't you do it for your brothers out in the world that need some help? Right. Mm-hmm. People like, oh, why they out there yelling? They messing up people's day. They yelling.
Mm-hmm.
What they doing? I'm like, they're trying to save their brothers and sisters. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with that.
Hold on 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So I think we got a question, right? Who's his brother? Isupk Israel. I think he want to break down on 2 Peter 2 and 4. All right. Okay. Could somebody read 2 Peter 2 and 1? And I believe I got a precept for this. Hold on. You know which one I want? Matazapa, the first estate. I think it's in Jude. They left their first estate. That might be the one I'm looking for. But go ahead.
But I'm gonna start at 1 though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But there were false prophets
Mm-hmm.
also among the people,
Mm-hmm.
even as there shall be false teachers among you,
Mm-hmm.
who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the other ones that brought them,
Mm-hmm.
or that bought them,
Mm-hmm.
and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Right. So so this is the context of what we getting down to the brother's question in verse 4. So the context is talking about false prophets, right? False teachers, right? Who bring heresies and things into the school and, things like amongst the brothers and the sisters. Go ahead.
And many shall follow their pernicious ways.
Right. So what we just talking about? We was talking about them false prophets, right? And as many people are going to follow these false prophets, i.e., like T.D. Jakes, i.e., like Al Sharpton, i.e., like what's the one nigga? He getting old. Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, right? Go ahead.
So pernicious is like destructive ways.
Right.
Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways,
Mm-hmm.
by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
Mm-hmm. By the reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Right. Right. Because they speak evil of Christ.
Right.
They do. These churches, they speak evil of Christ, man. Talking about Christ came and died and nailed the law to the cross, so we don't gotta follow the law no more. That's speaking evil of that man, because you're basically saying you're basically SHITING on the reason that he came and died. You're just basically saying that Christ came and died for nothing. So he came to die. Okay, how was it going, Mr. Bar? We was already doing what we wanted to do and not following the law. Christ came and died so that we can keep doing what we was doing before. What the sense does that make? That means that he came and died for nothing. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 3, and through covetousness shall they be fiend words.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And through covetousness shall they with fiend words make merchandise of you.
Let's look up fiend words. Can somebody look up that?
Got it.
Uh-huh.
It's used one time.
Yeah.
Fictitious.
Yeah, with fiend words, with fake words, make merchandise of you. Go ahead.
Just like the Christian church does.
Yup, because they do make merchandise. Because look, they make merchandise of you because when you come into that church, what are they getting you to do?
Give them money.
Right, tithes all day long. If you got a congregation with 40,000 people, 40,000 people give you $10. It's what, 400,000? Right. So you got it. So this is they make merchandise. These false prophets, they make merchandise of the people because they're not giving you any substance that's going to make your life better. They're not going to give you anything. They look at you as an idiot that I could sell Miracle Spring Water to for $20. They look at you like an idiot that I could sell this book and how to get a blessing. What's it called? A love offering. You give this love offering, I'll send you a blessing through the phone. Right? Read on.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not,
Mm-hmm.
and their damnation slumbereth not.
Right, meaning that everything that they're going to get for the evil that they're doing is coming to them, and it's not going to wait. You're going to start seeing these churches. They falling off now.
Right.
They falling off so bad now. They starting to acknowledge that we're out here. They're starting to acknowledge the fact that what we're saying is real, but they trying to flip it and trying to, like, you're going to see, like, the church, what they're going to start doing, they're going to start trying to, like, you see, T.D. Jakes try to start burning incense. You see pastors now trying to have readers now. Pastors are trying to have a reader. They never was having nobody read before. They weren't even reading out the Bible. You just had a pastor up there with the Bible at the pulpit, and that was it. Now they got readers. Read. Right? They're trying to mimic what we're actually doing because they understand that their grip on people's mind is falling, and it's people are starting to wake up every day. People are starting to get disgusted with not understanding the truth. People are starting to really that the Lord is putting that spirit back in people to want to learn the truth. Right? Read on.
Verse 4.
For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing into flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes condemned, them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, the righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteousness soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
So I see how Matata Pa was reading on, because the answer is really here. The answer is actually down to answer what he's talking about. So I'm gonna break it down for the brother. So what he's talking about, like the destruction that the Lord brought on the in the old world, the destruction that the Lord brought on the earth and only saved Noah, the destruction that the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah and only saved Lot. You see what I'm saying? Like, and the righteous man seeing what's going on and understanding, like, so what the Lord is basically saying is that they're going to get their judgment. Those angels are going to get their judgment, right? They're going to get their judgment, and best believe if the Lord did that, then it's going to be even more on them. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so go ahead, Matata Pa.
Somebody got lost in the spot. Verse 10. Verse 10.
I think it was 9.
9.
Okay, verse 9. That's where you wanted at.
Right, and one thing the brother might have an issue with is that, if I could, that it's the angels in heaven. Like, okay, angels in heaven where the Most High is that don't sin.
Right, the angels don't sin, but there are angels here on the earth too. Right. Meaning like the people who follow Satan.
That's right.
Right, the people who follow after Satan. And the precept you'll need for this is the one where it said the devil was cast out, him and his angels. Right, those are the people that's on the earth now, that's teaching people to sin against the Lord. Right. Those are the angels. So I don't get caught up on the angels like you think it's the angels like up in heaven. No, that's not those angels. It's talking about the people here who essentially work for Satan, you know what I mean, on earth. That's, teaching people lies all goddamn day in the Bible and the scriptures, and, teaching people that the laws are done away with, and, really sending people to their death because they've made that covenant. Go ahead.
Like, if you believe, like a lot of people with that Christian mindset believe that angels are in heaven fighting with God. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like fallen angels and all this, they up there fighting. It's a war in heaven. If there's a war in heaven, like in the fourth dimension where the Most High is at, then that means that, the Most High don't got full control over over his domain, over his dominion. You know what I mean? And that possibly one day he could lose the war. So that's not what it's talking about.
Right. No, it's not talking about that.
That's Christianity.
Right.
That, the angels are up in the sky or in the fourth dimension sinning.
Yeah.
Most High tell them to do something, they're like, nigga, what? You know what I mean? Or they fornicating, or they doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. That's not practical.
So what this talking about was the Lord. Okay, so the people who was unrighteous leaders and stuff like that back then, the Lord didn't spare them. The Lord still reserved them for judgment too, right? And this is what this is talking about. This is talking about the evil men who are false prophets and who teach people lies and different things like that. They're going to be reserved for judgment, just like the ones before. Go ahead, Matata Pa.
When you actually look up that word, it says a messenger. When you look up that word angel, it says a messenger, envoy, one who is sent, a messenger from God.
Right.
One who is sent, an angel, a messenger from God. So it's somebody here who's supposed to be a messenger, bringing you, the message of the Most High. You know what I mean?
Right.
But But they doing other stuff, you know, making merchandise of you.
Yeah, making merchandise of you, different things like that. All right, so hopefully that answered your question. All right. Yeah, and could you read 9? Read 9. Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Right. So those are people here on the earth. It's not the angels in up there with the Most High. They don't sin against the Lord.
Right.
All right. I think we got it. Go ahead, Matazapa.
I wanted to make one other point if I could. Even you see that Satan had to get permission to do what he had to do, what he wanted to do to Job. Right. You know, he didn't just go and just do whatever he wanted to do. He had to get permission. And Most High had to say, all right, you know, you can do this. Go ahead. You feel me?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I think it's 25. Hold on, Matthew. Hold on. Does anybody know that one? Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to find this real quick. It is Matthew 25. Let's see something real quick. I just want to check this scripture real quick. I just want to see something. Okay. 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 All right. Matthew 25 and 31. All right, but I'm going to skip down to the meat of it, right? Just to help them understand this one too. If you could read it, Mike. Matthew 25 and 31, and this to help the brother out too.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all his holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
Right, so this is talking about when Christ returns. Right, go ahead.
Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations.
All the what?
All nations.
Right, so this when Christ returns, all the nations are going to be gathered, right? Go ahead.
And he shall separate them.
He shall what?
And he shall separate them.
He shall separate them. Read on.
One from another.
Right. So with all these cats talking about, oh, well, my wife is Caucasian, or my wife is this, my wife is that. You're going to be separated. All this is going to be done. There ain't going to be no more issues going on. Right. Go ahead.
As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
Right, from the goats. So it's the sheep and the goats. Read on.
Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left.
Right, the sheep are going to be on the left, and the goats are going to be on the right. Right, so the Lord is going to so Christ is going to separate them. Go ahead.
Verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Right.
So these are the people that's gonna make the kingdom of heaven. I mean, we are gonna go to the kingdom of heaven, but eventually, right? Because it says, "And Israel shall be saved." Right. So we're all gonna be there, but we're not all gonna have the same position.
That's
right. So everybody's going to the kingdom. But what we're fighting for is to have the rulership in the kingdom, right? That's what the ISUPK is fighting for, right? So when Christ returns, he's going to separate the people who's going to inherit the kingdom, right? And the people that's not, okay? Read on.
Verse 35. For I was hungry, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. On verse 36. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me.
Right. Now this is also talking about the men who follow Christ. And these are the people who supported the prophets. You know what I mean? Who the brothers who did the work, who supported the people who did the work. You see what I'm saying? Like these are the people who gave, because remember, when the men who go out there and work for Christ, right? We're doing the work for Christ and we're coming in the name of Christ, right? So when somebody does something to one of us, they're essentially doing it for Christ. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. I think he should be good now. As a survivor card, I think he should be good. You want 35.
35.
Matthew 25 and 35.
And ye gave me drink.
Mm-hmm.
I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 36. Naked, and ye clothed me.
Mm-hmm.
I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 37. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when shall we be in hungry and feed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink?
Mm-hmm.
When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison and came unto thee?
Right. So they're asking. So what it is Christ is saying, okay, when I was hungry, you gave me meat. When I was this, when I was in jail, you visited me. When I was this, and he's going all down the line, and they're saying, well, when did we see you do this, or when was we? When will we go visit you? When did we take you in? Right. And so he's going to answer that in verse 40.
Verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, and as so much as ye have done it unto one of the least of my brethren.
These my brethren.
These my brethren. Ye have done it unto me.
Right. So the men of the Lord who do this work, right? And the men of the Lord who, the women who support the prophets and different things like that, when they've done something for one of us, they've done it for Christ, right? Read on.
Verse 41. Then shall he say unto them
on the
left hand.
On the left hand. So this is people. This is actual people. This is physical people, right? Go ahead.
Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared from the devil and his angels.
Right. See that? Because who's the devil? Who's the devil? Who in the Bible? Go ahead, Robert Carr. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Yeah, exactly. The oppressor is we say it all day, every day. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's a deceiver. And if that deceiver, what are churches teaching? Who are they teaching the doctrine of? Of the devil.
Right.
So when the devil gets cast out, his angels is going with him. You get it?
I got it.
Right, yeah. So his angels is going with him. All of those people who, we just got to come together. Yeah, we just got to, we got to figure it's not, they're not the problem. We're the problem. They getting cast into a low position, right, with the devil. Right? Go ahead, Matazafar.
Oh man, the scripture.
So that was to help the brother to understand the other verse that he pulled when it said that the angels, when he was trying to understand the angels, and he was, he needed a breakdown on that. But that scripture right here will help you to understand that those angels is talking about are actual people. These people here. All right. You want to say something, Talibah?
I had a scripture for the devil.
Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 5 5 and verse 8. It says, "Be sober."
First Peter 5 and 8. Joseph, go ahead.
It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil."
The what?
Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Seeking whom he may devour. And we see that every day. It's a video. Even before class started, Officer Mataziala said, "Man, this oppressor that we under, man, he's a merciless beast." I believe. I don't know if that's what you said. Like it sounded like you said that. Yeah. So that oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
He's the oppressor. He's the one who took Christ and made him into Caesar. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Even when you go to like John, I think it's John 8:44, where it's year of your father, the devil. Like we do everything that the oppressor does.
Right.
If he wants a house with 2 houses for his car, meaning a garage, a house for his damn car, then we aspire to have that. So we aspire to have his woman. We aspire to have his lifestyle.
Right.
The way he dresses. The way, his clothing, whatever he does, we aspire to do that. That's why the scripture says, "You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your fathers ye shall do."
Right. Yep. Right. And when Christ was talking about that, the Romans were in power, and the Sadducees was under the Romans because the Romans were in power, so they did whatever the Romans wanted them to do, and that's why Christ said it. So hopefully that'll help the brother understand. When you see that, you got to understand the context of where you know what it's talking about. All right, so I think the brother good there. Could I get let me see, you know which one I want. I want the one where it says, "If thy brother shall trespass against thee." Could somebody pull that one for me, please? Yeah, I believe it's in Matthew. Matthew 18 and 15.
I got it.
All right, you got it.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
So it's saying, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. Right. So we have the ability to talk things out. You don't have that in the world too much, right? Because we're Israel. We don't have the same things that you have in the world. In the world, you don't really have that option. Because if you go, are you going to go to your ops and go try to talk it out with your ops? No, niggas ain't doing that. Nigga, I hate you. You know what I mean? You my op, and never gonna talk to you until maybe 20 years later. Then they sit down and they old now, so they talk about it, and then they realize that it was over something stupid that they was beefing. But in here, we have the ability to talk it out. So if you have an issue with a brother, you're supposed to go to that brother, him and him alone, right? Even if you in a relationship and you are a woman that's married, before you go to Facebook, you go to that man, him and him alone. You don't get upset with your husband and go to Facebook, right? Or go to Instagram, or go to TikTok. The Chinese people, you putting your business out on TikTok. So now people in Russia knows what the hell is going on in your relationship, right? Because you're not doing what the scripture said. The scripture said, "If thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone." This is written for both sexes, right? So if you go ahead and talk about.
I was about to say, what you dropping is super heavy, because it's like, when we in these relationships, when we in these marriages, we got to understand that we first and foremost brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We first and foremost is brothers and sisters. We Israel. You know what I mean? And so this would apply to
a man that's in a relationship with a woman or a woman that's in a relationship with a man, you have a problem, say something.
Right.
You know, don't go to Facebook and start trying to, you know, throw the subliminals or, you know, you're just talking about each other and without actually talking to each other.
Right. Get off of Facebook. Boycott Facebook. All right? Because look, let me tell you something. You might think that, I don't know, when people go to Facebook, it's like they think that maybe somebody that you don't know is going to see what you're going through and maybe side with you, but in here, you're only talking to the people in the school. There's only people here in the school that's going to see whatever you got an issue with. Me, you, because y'all are. Ain't nobody else. Ain't no white people on there. Ain't no, it's a small world. The algorithm has completely made that apparent. Sometimes, you know what? I forget that I even have other people on my Facebook page. The only time I notice that I see other people that comment is when they see it flash my birthday. And somebody that never say anything says happy birthday. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Somebody that never, go ahead.
I was going to say, I took that off. So they can't even see my
Yeah, I got to go through there and do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's up there, I got to go through it. I forgot you could do that. But, that person you'll see just pop up like, happy birthday. And you're like, well, damn, I didn't put up 2 years worth of content, a whole year worth of content that you haven't said anything to, gave me a like, gave me a share, anything. And when it comes to my birthday, you want to pop out. You know what I'm saying? It's fake. Right? Go ahead.
I was going to say there's another question online about Daniel 8 and 9.
Ooh, yeah. Let's go. They asking some good questions tonight. All right, so we're gonna hold this and we're gonna go to Daniel 8 and 9. All right.
Leader for Christ.
Leader for Christ. All right, leader for Christ.
Can I get a breakdown of Daniel 8:9? Who is the little horn?
All right, let's get it.
I got it.
Man, the book of Daniel was after okay, here we go. It's after Ezekiel. Sometimes I'll be like, man. All right.
But I'm gonna go up.
All right, Daniel 8.
Actually, I would just start at with 3.
8 and okay, 8 and okay. I'm gonna go. So which one? What was our question on 8?
Her question is 8 and 9. Who is the little horn?
All right, so we're gonna go. I'm not gonna take up too much time on this. Man. All right, yeah, go ahead. We're gonna read the 3, 8 and 3.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 3. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram.
Hold on. Before we go there to 8 and 3, we got to go to 21. This is going to help you, sis. Go to 20. We're going to read 21 first, 8 and 21, and then I'm going to go to 3. All right, and then I'll have go ahead, Metallica, you got it. Well, Zarabakar, can you read 8 and 21, please?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 21.
Could you read it loud, please? Because I want to see if the sister can hear it online.
And the rough goat is king of Grecia.
Right. So, sis, the rough goat is the king of Grecia, right? The king of Grecia, right? So you want to put rough goat equals, Greece. Rough goat is Greece, right? Go ahead.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we know that the rough goat is Greece, and read verse 20.
The ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of Media and Persia.
Right. So we know that the goat is Greece and the ram is Persia. All right. Now take it up to 8 and 3.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 3. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns.
Right. So you got the ram. That's the Persians and the Medes. Right. Go ahead.
And the 2 horns were high.
So this is at the time they were ruling. I'm just breaking it down. This is at the time they were ruling. Go ahead.
But one was higher than than the other.
Right, because the Persians was over the Medes.
Right.
Right, go ahead.
And the higher came up last.
Right, the Persians ended up ruling. You know what I mean? They ended up being over the Medes at this particular time. Go ahead.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward.
Right, so these is when the Persians and the Medes were ruling. They were winning wars, they were taking over land, and they were in power. Go ahead.
So that no beast might stand before him.
Right, so they were the top. Right, go ahead.
Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
But he did according to his will
Mm-hmm.
and became great.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was considering,
right, so after he see this ram pushing westward, pushing eastward, pushing everywhere, taking over, nobody can stand up to this empire, right? Go ahead, like the Persian empire like Xerxes and all of them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5, and I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west.
Right, this is when my Caucasoids came out of the mountains. Right? The Greek Empire. And they were what?
Came out of the west.
Mm-hmm.
On the face of the whole earth.
Right. So they came out of them caves. Right? Go ahead.
And touched not the ground.
Right, because remember it was a spirit with them. when my Caucasoids took over the earth, it was a spirit. The Lord was with them. The Lord was with them. Why? Because they got blessed with that spirit. They got blessed with that warfare. They got blessed with the sword. Remember, Esau got blessed with the sword. So the Greek Empire was what's that word I'm looking for? They were very well advanced with warfare. Right? Go ahead.
And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
Hold on. Okay, so it says Okay. So read it one more time, verse 5.
And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
Right. So this goat, which is Greece, right? It had a notable horn. That notable horn was Alexander the Great. Right? That was the notable horn. That's Alexander the Great under his father, the Macedonian. What Alexander the Great was able to do was he was able to unify the Edomites. He was able to unify them, right? And that's where you had the Greek Empire, right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. And he came to the ram.
Right. So now this goat came to the ram.
That had two horns. Which I had seen standing before the river. And ran unto him in the fury of his power.
Right. So now the Greek Empire and the Persian Medo Empire came together and smashed into each other. War. They want the war. Go ahead.
And I saw him come close unto the ram. And he was moved with choler against him.
Right. That's extreme hatred. Choler. Extreme hatred. Go ahead.
And smote the ram.
Right. So this goat, which is the Greek Empire, smashed the Medo-Persian Empire. Go ahead.
And break his two horns.
And broke those two horns off of that ram. Right? Read on.
And there was no power in the ram to stand before him.
Right, because that's when the Greeks conquered the Persian Mede Empire. Go ahead.
But he cast them down to the ground.
Right, that means that he conquered them. Go ahead.
And stamped upon him.
Right.
And there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Right, because that's when the Greeks took over power. Go ahead.
Therefore, the he-goat waxed very great. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken. Right.
That's when Alexander the Great died.
Right.
When that great horn was broken, he died. Because he died. Well, it's different things that you can read that say how Alexander the Great died. Some people say he was poisoned. Some people say he died of syphilis. It's like different accounts of how they say that he died, right? But I go with the syphilis one. That sounds better. Go ahead.
Because the great horn was broken, and for it came up four notable ones.
Right. So Alexander the Great, he died in 333 BC. Right. He died in 333 BC. Now now when he died, he split his kingdom up into four of his generals. Right? So the generals was Lysimachus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucus, the Seleucid dynasty. Right? So those were the 4 notable horns that came out of that great horn that was broken. Go ahead.
And also, those generals is named in the Apocrypha.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of those names are in the Apocrypha.
Yeah, all 4 of those names are in the Apocrypha, sis. All right, go ahead.
And 4 came up, 4 notable ones. Toward the 4 winds of heaven.
So now this is the sister's question in 9. Go ahead.
9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
Ooh, wait. You know who the little horn was? Antiochus. Antiochus Epiphanes. That means his name meant God manifest on earth. Antiochus, y'all know that, right? Well, I know Mataz, y'all know this. He know all this, but yeah, this more so for the the brothers that don't know. But the Antiochus Epiphanes. And if you want to know about Antiochus, then all you got to do is read about the women with the 7 sons. Right? Because Antiochus Epiphanes was ruling at that time. He was evil towards the Jews. He was evil towards the Jews. Well, I'm trying to tell you, he wasn't that nice. You know what I mean? He would boil us in the pot for not eating pork. He was bad. He was evil to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans at that time, right? Which were the Jews. Go ahead.
Which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land.
Right. That's Jerusalem. Right. That's Jerusalem. That's when they conquered Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the pleasant land. All right. Read one more verse, and then that should be it.
And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground.
Right. Who's the stars? Who's the stars? Matazba?
The Israelites.
Yeah. We're the stars. And it cast the stars to the ground. Go ahead.
So like in the host of heaven, the host is a word for army.
So
the armies of Israel.
Right. So the armies of Israel and the stars were conquered by the Greek Empire. Go ahead.
It says, and it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them.
Right. And that was, it said, and it cast down some of the hosts. Even cast down some of the hosts. This was, go ahead, Matazaba, you want to answer that?
If I can read 11.
Right, but the sum of the hosts was mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. It was mainly, not saying that it wasn't other tribes there, but this was the bulk of the at that specific time. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And so like if when you read in the Apocrypha, it tells how they took away the daily sacrifice.
Yeah.
You was only allowed to sacrifice the swine, and if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, you died. And you know what I'm saying? And you know how they just defiled the sanctuary and all that.
Go ahead, you got it.
If I may, like if you read Daniel 8, starting with like 8 through 11 or whatever, and read the precept will be 1 Maccabees chapter 1.
1 Maccabees chapter 1 says.
That will be a precept, and it'll line up perfectly to Daniel's chapter 8.
Right, yeah. Wasn't it Philip the Macedonian? Philip the Macedonian. Yeah, he was Alexander the Great's father, right? Yeah.
It explains this in detail.
Yeah, 1 Maccabees says. And that's a vision. You know, if you ask the pastor to break that down, he ain't gonna know what the hell to say. He's gonna be like, so it was a goat. See, the goat and the ram, and the goat. Amen. Right? he ain't gonna know what the hell that's talking about. Because he don't read the book of Daniel, and then he wouldn't even be able to like verbalize it in a way that the church could understand it anyway. So he just skips over that book. Hey, bro, go ahead.
If I may, they don't even use the apocrypha. So they're handicapping themselves.
Yeah.
Understanding of Daniel by excluding if they read First Maccabees chapter 1, it will explain Daniel chapter 8 in, like Officer Matata said, in detail.
Right. It's like, you know how, like, have you ever tried to do something and then it was like somebody was explaining you how to do something, but it was one part that they explained to you that was kind of confusing. So you just gotta skip over that part, right. And you be like, well, I'm gonna just understand the easier stuff to understand, and the harder stuff is with usually like the manager or somebody that's higher up would really know that part. And that's how it is with the Bible and church. Like they look at, okay, Revelations, oh, that's sealed. Nobody knows what's about Revelation. Nobody can break that down. Daniel, we don't really know about that either. So, but we can go to Paul though, and they don't even know that. You know what I mean? We can go to they'll go to Paul, they'll go to one of the damn books in the Bible, Romans, and they'll butcher that up because they don't know the scriptures. All right, so we got the sister out of the way. What was that? Where was we at? We was in if the brother shall trespass against thee. That was in Matthew. Matthew was that 18? 18 and 15. Okay, you got it, Mike.
We go to 16.
No, read 15 one more time so everybody know where we at. All right.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Mm-hmm.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Right, because in here, man, we have the ability to talk out our problems. Right? This ain't the world. So if you got an issue with somebody, go and tell them that you got the issue. Don't be a bitch. Right? Don't run to Facebook. Don't do that, man. That's whack. That's so whack, man. Because nobody gives. Do you know what I realized is that in life, nobody gives a SHIT. Nobody cares that you mad. Nobody cares about nothing. And that helped. If you can understand that, then you can be really winning when you understand that. You know how you be mad and you be like, I'm gonna go to Facebook and tell somebody. Nobody gives a goddamn about what you putting out there because everybody has their own issues that they're dealing with. Right? Always remember that you might think that things are going bad. Oh, this brother said this to me, or this sister said this, or she said that. There's people out there that are fighting for their life. There's people out there that have real issues. Not nothing that's so damn stupid that could be solved in 2 seconds. There are really people out there that are fighting for their life, man. That are going through hell and don't want to be going through that. But they're enduring it and they're going through it. So what the hell do we got to be arguing about? What kind of issue could you have? Right? Ain't no doctor gave you no diagnosis. That was that bad. That's no doctor gave you no diagnosis about something that's life threatening in your life. So what are you mad about? You mad because somebody didn't talk to you right? If that's what you're gonna leave the school for because you feel like somebody gave you an order that you didn't like or something stupid like that. You ever heard that? Bow down to something greater than yourself. That's what the truth is, man. You gotta bow down, man, to something that's greater than yourself, man. Don't let nothing get you out of your game, right? Because that's what this whole truth is about. A lot of niggas think that like this is gonna be like. A lot of people think that it's gonna be like all chocolate chips and all that every single day. It's not. You ever heard of when you go through why people don't succeed in things in life? The reason that people don't succeed in things in life that they want to do is because they go through a phase where it's boring, right? Like when say like somebody want to get into a career and you want to do something, you like, man, I want to be what is it? Like say, okay, I want to be an electrician. So from the outside, you like, well, the money's good. Oh, I can be the top guy. I can hook this up. I can wire a whole house, right? But then as you're going through the apprenticeship phase, right, to get to that mastery point, it starts to get boring because now you're not wiring up whole houses. You pulling wire, right? You in basements, pulling wire through cobwebs and and bugs, and you underneath of a house with spiders and all kinds of stuff, and you like, now I don't want to do this no more. And then you go and you get on something else, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You think when you go to Amazon, you're gonna be the top guy at Amazon, and do you find out you end up in the truck? And they like, okay, unload this truck. When you're done with this truck, go to this truck. And when you're done with that truck, go to this truck. And then you like, man, I don't want to do this. Then you go to something else. And that's, nobody ever takes time to put the work in to get good at something. And it's the same with the truth. You come into the school because you think everything is Cross the Line Radio, right? You think everything is Captain Cesariak. Everything is Captain Mashak. Everything is Commanding General Yohana. Everything is General Muhammad. Yeah, see, I get to get up there and I can crush everybody, right? And then time goes on and you got to go to camp. You got to come down there to class. You got to clean the toilet. You got to sweep the floor. You got to serve the food at the barbecue. You go to Passover, you're in the kitchen serving everybody else, right? Then you say, oh, well, I really just want to do scriptures. I really just want to take battles. And what do? You leave the school and you go start a goddamn camp on your own because that's what you really want to do. You didn't want to take the time to achieve that mastery through that apprenticeship phase. And that's what everybody goes through. I'm still going through that apprenticeship phase every single day. And with people, that's the problem that plagues Black people and Hispanics, Native Americans, when we try to do things in life, when we get to that point where we're bored, it's easy to just go try to get on something new. And that's usually what happens. And nobody is really willing to take the time to actually get good at something. Take your time, get good at the truth. You know what I'm saying? You think Captain Mashak is able to blaze the way he blazed because he just came for 2 weeks and he became Captain Mashak in 2 weeks? No. He did the breakdown on what's that called? What's the one breakdown that everybody go to? Immaculate Conception. You know how many times, you know how he's good at breaking down Immaculate Conception? Because he's did it 5,000 times. See what I'm saying? Brothers can break the scriptures down because they did it 5,000 times. See what I'm saying? And it's because they was able to fight through the times when, you know, it wasn't as glorious as people would think that it was in the truth. The times when, you know, I remember when we did Hebrew Academy and I had to stay up in New York because the Hebrew Academy was the next day. And I stayed at a brother's crib. You know where I was laying at? Under the table. It was nowhere else to lay. It was a brother right here, a brother right here, a brother on the couch, a brother by the kitchen, a brother over here. And I'm like, it seems like it's a nice place under there. All right, so let me go ahead and get up under this table. The table was the kitchen table, right? And you know how like you got the chairs, and so I'm like, okay, let me move these chairs out the way. And I got up underneath of that table and put my coat underneath of that joint, and I was underneath of the table. Those are the times when the truth is not as glorious as you would like it to be, but you got to be willing to fight through it so that you can get good at it. That's the whole thing, man. Keep reading.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more.
Right. So if a brother, you go to a brother, he don't want to hear you, then you take another brother who's going to be impartial to both of y'all, right? Preferably like a captain. If it's two brothers, two officers, y'all can't figure it out, go to the camp leader, and then the camp leader can probably grab the captain, and we can come in and we can hear y'all. We can have a phone conference where we talk about the issue. If it's two sisters in the school, we can do the same damn thing. All right, go ahead.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established.
Right, because remember, there's 3 sides to the truth. There's his side, her side, and the truth. That's the 3 parts to the story, right? Her side, his side, and the truth. The people that are there listening to it are impartial. These are the 2 men at this particular time that's going to judge the matter, right? We're not going to judge the matter off of the fact that we like Mike over Zariah Bakar, right? We're not going to judge the fact that we like this sister over this sister, right? We're going to judge the matter impartially, like a referee. We're neutral. We're neutral, and we're going to hear both sides, and we can say, well, Zarabakar, you was wrong. Or Mike, you was wrong. Or sis, you was wrong, or sis, you was wrong. Right? Read on.
Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
Tell it who?
Tell it unto the church.
Right. Now, so if y'all can't get it out, right? Y'all can't get it worked out, right? After we sit in on the council, right? And we give you the judgment on the council, and you can't accept it, then we're going to tell it to the whole school. Everybody's going to know now, right? We're going to have we're going to bring it out in major council to where every single school is going to hear the issue that y'all are having, right? So it says, tell it to the church. Read on.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
Right. So now, if he don't want to hear the school, then let him be as a heathen. And as you know, are heathens allowed in here? No. So you're going to get kicked out. Because now the whole school done told you was wrong. And if you don't want to hear the whole school tell you you're wrong, then you are going to get kicked out the school. And we're going to treat you like a heathen. You're going to go on Facebook and nobody's going to be there. you ain't going to have no friends but the white people that you were friends with before. Right? That's all that's going to happen. And then that's how it works. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 18. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
Yeah, like, so that's not what I wanted, but it's just like, okay, if we bind something here, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be bound in heaven, right? If we let the men of the Lord, if we bound something here, if we say, hey, you kicked out of here, that's what it is in heaven. And if we forgive something here, that's what's going to be forgiven in heaven too. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I was just thinking like the amount of pride it will have for a person not to hear the judgment that's against that person. Like,
yeah.
It really justifies the
right.
whatever happens next. You know?
Don't do this either. Don't. Right. If you got like an issue, don't like go, around the board and try to like talk to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to the brother, let him know what's going on. Talk to the sister, let her know what's going on. And that way we have something that is, something that we have that we don't have in the world. We actually have counsel here. You know what I mean? Let me see. Who else is on here? All right. So I think everybody understand that, right? All right. Let me see. Let me get one more. Let me see. There was one more that I wanted to get. Isaiah 33:6. All right, I just gotta get there real quick. Brother's got apps. We got the old school. I'm doing it old school.
Me too.
You go. Go ahead.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
Right. So it means for something to be stable, it means that it's upright. It's stable. It's not all over the goddamn place. We're stable. We're good to go, right? And that knowledge and that wisdom is going to be the stability that's going to keep you straight, right? And that's the laws, the statutes, the commandments, right? Read on.
In strength of salvation,
Mm-hmm.
the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right, the strength of salvation, man. That's we have to. Okay, how can I put this so brothers can understand it? It's like that wisdom that we have from the Lord. That's what's going to save us out of this mess, right? That's what, like, we have to bring the kingdom of heaven. You understand? And the kingdom of heaven comes with work It doesn't come with, like, if we just gonna sit here and wait on Christ to return, then we're just doing the same thing that the church is doing. Nothing. But we have to do the work, because remember this, like the scriptures say, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You want to move that mountain? We want to move that mountain. We got to move it. We got to move it, and we got to make it right, and we got to elevate ourselves and get to that spot we trying to get to. We can't sit here and do nothing. All right? And the first thing we got to understand is that brotherhood is the foundation, and if we don't got brotherhood and sisterhood, we ain't got nothing, man. And I'm going to end the class right there. I'm going to bring up Precinct Officer Matazi Yala.
All right, UPK security announcement. Rules for new brother and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the head. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 through 10. 10% of every penny of any increase belongs to the Lord. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashera. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to donate, you can donate for the priest. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial blowing the trumpets, which is September 6th. And as a side note, we also have the Midwest Fire Weekend coming up.
Oh yeah.
July 24th, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. In Chicago. If you haven't made arrangements, make arrangements, and if you are able to attend. And we also have the August 19th. We also have
the New York barbecue.
New York barbecue concert. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the schools, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, Imagine. Let's get the teacher with some courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yazmatah. Give the sisters a courtesy salute. Star. Means turn. Sisters Imagine. Brothers Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shamar Alatan by Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yazmatah. Class dismissed.